goods, a homemade sausage roll. And instead of a meat sausage roll, today I'm going to be making a ricotta and spinach version. This one is delicious. So we need to cook our spinach and onions into a pan that's on a medium to high heat. I'll add some extra virgin olive oil and we want to cook down our onions until they're quite soft. Not too much colour, we just want to cook off the rawness. So one onion, finely chopped. We'll just give that a quick stir, coat that in the oil, and 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to use a fine grater just to mince that in because I want it to be quite smooth. And at this stage, you could add some interesting spices. So sumac works nicely, some cumin, even a little bit of chilli would be quite nice with these sausage rolls. Okay, that's plenty. So we'll just let that cook off for a few minutes while we get on with the main ingredient in this, which is ricotta. Now, I'm using a traditional ricotta. It's smooth, it's delicate, and it's fantastic for these sausage rolls. Now, I like to use this particular ricotta because it comes in a sieve, just like this. So it's not too wet. You don't want your ricotta to be too wet because we are placing it into pastry after all. So I'm going to need about 400 grams. So this is 500. We'll use most of this. Look at this texture. I could eat ricotta every single day. I do love it so much. So I'll just use about half of this ricotta and some Parmesan cheese. So some finely grated Parmesan, generous amount of that. 2 eggs. Crack them in. It's going to help bind everything together. A pinch of nutmeg. And I love the crunch and taste of macadamia nuts, but these can be substituted for almonds, cashew nuts, walnuts work really nicely with ricotta too. And I want the zest of 1 lemon, just using that fine grater again to zest that directly into the bowl. It's looking good. A good pinch of salt and some pepper, freshly cracked of course. Okay, I'll just grab my spoon and then give that a really good mix, press down on it and combine everything together. Ricotta mixture is looking good, so that can be put to the side and we can add our spinach to the onions. Now, it looks like quite a lot of spinach, but as soon as it hits the heat, it's going to wilt a lot. I don't like to steam the spinach or boil it because there'll be too much water in it. We want to fry this. So I'm just going to give this about 30 seconds, coat it in the onion, and then allow it to cool. This will cook for no more than 30 seconds and then I'll take it off the heat. It needs to cool completely before we add it to the ricotta. And in that time, I'll prepare my pastry. So I've cut my butter puff pastry into 4 rectangles. You really want to leave your pastry in the fridge until you're ready to use it, just so it doesn't get too soft, particularly on a hot day. So before we get on to our pastry, let's finish off the ricotta mixture. Into here, we'll add our cooled down spinach. Okay, and then I'm going to swap over and use my spatula just to fold everything together, mashing on the sides and keep folding. We want it to be quite even. Great. See how the spinach is not too mushy, it's not chopped. I kind of like how there's big chunks in it. So when you bite into this, you know you're having a ricotta and spinach sausage roll. Okay. Let's start with 1 piece of pastry at a time. So I'm going to go onto the shorter side. I'll also prepare a little egg, so just 1 egg yolk. This is going to ensure our spices and cheese stick to the top of it, and we also want it to be super glossy. We'll grab a spoonful of our mixture and place it onto the base side, so just the closest edge to you. With a fork, just spread it out all the way to the sides, and it will sort of fall out a little as it cooks, but that's okay. It'll start to caramelize. I kind of like soft ricotta inside and then crunchy on the outside. Then we're going to fold it on itself and fold again. And then if the pastry is too long, we'll just give it a little haircut. Just there. That's great. And then fold again because I want the seam side to be on the base. So just tidy it up, press it down, and that for me looks like the perfect sausage roll. We'll grab some of our egg and we're just going to brush that yolk straight onto this. For the seeds and spices, I've got some caraway seeds, sprinkle that over the top. I like that sort of nutty flavour. Sesame seeds, and just a very small sprinkle of our parmesan. That's going to be quite pretty on the top. How good does that look? All right, let's make a few more of these and then pop them in the oven, 190 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes or until they're golden brown. And you have to serve this with a little relish on the side. It looks like this last one doesn't fit on the plate, so I'm gonna have to have a taste. Cut into that. Listen to that flaky butter puff pastry. You can see the macadamia, the spinach, and that fluffy, gorgeous ricotta. Dip that in. Have a taste. They're very, very good.